There's been a noticeable uptick in large-scale XRP movements. So what does this surge in whale activity actually mean for the market? Also, just a quick reminder, you can become a member by clicking the join button under any of my YouTube videos, or you can join directly through X. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I upload all my videos there too. Now, here's the deal. Members get full-length content with bonus segments and 0 ads. That's the setup, but now let's dig a little deeper. Have you ever noticed a recurring theme in every major crypto hack you hear about? There's always one common thread. Take this fresh case, the GMX exploit that saw $42 million vanish. GMX is a decentralized, perpetual trading platform. But like every other attack before it, there's a pattern. They breach a crypto platform, and they siphon off digital assets. In this specific incident, the attacker funneled about $9.6 million worth of the stolen assets into the Ethereum network. From there, they swapped the funds into DI and ETH, most likely prepping to launder the stash through Tornado Cash, a privacy protocol known for cloaking transactions. And just like that, poof, it's gone. It always ends the same way. The stolen money moves out as crypto. This is exactly why I teamed up with iTrust Capital. They've built a closed-loop system that's designed to protect your crypto. You can deposit both crypto and cash, but when it comes time to withdraw, it's cash only. That adds a strong layer of security. What really sold me, you get top-tier institutional custody, and the only fee you pay is a simple 1% trading fee. That custody, totally free. Honestly, it's a no-brainer. I've parked a solid chunk of my XRP there. Want in? Head over to itrustcapital.com, XRP or main to set up your account. They offer both IRA options and a premium custody setup. Use the promo code XRP6 and you'll get a $10 funding bonus right out the gate. I've dropped all the links you need down in the video description. As for XRP, it's hanging around the 239 mark right now. The market's seen a bit of a dip lately, but this kind of volatility is totally normal in times like these. Buckle up, things are about to get a lot more exciting. There's one major development. NYSE Arca has just approved the ProShares Ultra XRP ETF. Now, I don't believe this is a spot ETF. From what I can tell, it's likely one of those leveraged products, probably a 2x ETF similar to the double leverage premium ETFs we've seen before. Big milestone, just hit on CME Active Trader on July 11th, XRP and Micro XRP Futures crossed a massive $230 million in notional volume traded in a single day. That pushes the total notional volume since launch past $1.6 billion. This record is a clear signal of growing interest in CME's new XRP Futures products. Let's look at some key numbers. Over 9,100 total contracts traded, representing more than 82 million XRP in volume. That's an all-time high for Micro XRP Futures. Huge momentum building here. So this guy right here, his name is Robinson Berkey. I really should be following him. He's actually the co-founder of Wormhole, which just announced a partnership with Ripple. I've got two great clips from him. In the first, he talks about how the Ripple integration is opening up an entirely new and unique ecosystem. He's careful with his words, pointing out that Ripple and the XRP ledger are technically separate entities, but there's huge untapped potential within that broader ecosystem. He mentions that while XRP and Ripple already have strong community backing and real traction, what excites him about Wormhole is the ability to connect this isolated but active ecosystem, over 6 million users, with the wider crypto world. We're talking cross-chain integration with networks like Solana, Ethereum, and Sui. That's a level of interoperability we haven't really seen for XRP until now. There's also the EVM sidechain that was just announced, and Wormhole will be integrating with that too, along with the XRPL itself. He even highlights some of the assets tied to Ripple like RLUSD, which just hit $500 million in issuance. That's up 10x since March. Major congrats to Luke and the Ripple team on that. What's really interesting is seeing big platforms like Kraken and Coinbase starting to engage with XRP-related assets. It really feels like a Ripple renaissance or a Cambrian explosion, to borrow a phrase from Chris Larson himself. We're right in the middle of that transition from isolation to full-blown interoperability. In the second clip, Robinson talks about RLUSD and how it could challenge the major stablecoin players like USDT and USDC. Those two dominate because of network effects, but with Ripple's reach and infrastructure behind it, RLUSD might be the one stablecoin that can actually compete. He's hearing the same buzz from folks in the community, and based on the current growth, he thinks RLUSD could hit $1 billion in circulation very soon. No timeline given, but it's coming, and of course, all this is happening alongside the announcement of the EVM sidechain and XRPL integration. Things are heating up fast. Now, speaking of stablecoins, check out this clip from Jeremy Allaire, the CEO of Circle. He says it's a really exciting time for the industry. Awareness around stablecoins is growing fast, and major financial institutions are starting to recognize that stablecoins are going to play a huge role in how money moves globally. As the top regulated stablecoin platform out there, Circle's in a prime position to capitalize on this shift, and he even says Ripple is well positioned to win in this space too. I've been saying this for a long time now. Someone once told me that XRP was designed with a massive purpose to help avoid a global conflict like World War III and to ultimately replace the petrodollar system. Now listen to what Jim Rickards had to say. It's a history lesson we can all learn from. He explains that the US didn't keep its global currency status because of the 1974 Petrodollar Agreement. It started earlier. He was actually part of those early conversations, and his first official meeting at the White House was with Helmut Sonnenfeld, Kissinger's right-hand man and arguably the sharper mind behind U.S. strategy at the time. Back then, the U.S. was seriously weighing an invasion of Saudi Arabia, but instead we used a mix of diplomacy and strategy. Treasury Secretary Bill Simon and Jerry Parsky played the good cops. They met with the Saudis and pitched a deal: price oil in dollars and in return park that money in U.S. banks like Citibank. Then those dollars would flow through global lending, driving demand for U.S. exports and sustaining the entire system. It worked, but make no mistake, the fallback option was military action. A full-blown takeover of oil fields. That was the plan B. Rickards' team even leaked the story to the Chicago Tribune. Bold stuff. But the plan succeeded. Nixon had already devalued the dollar massively, 95% against gold and 20% against other major currencies. That was all under the so-called Smithsonian Agreement. But it was the petrodollar system that preserved U.S. reserve status. And here's where it all comes full circle. Crypto, especially XRP, was part of a long-range vision to help protect the dollar in a new digital era. Just like the petrodollar deal did back then, this new system could be the next evolution. Now we're going to dive into DAXRP.com and break down XRP price movement, whale activity, and what it means for you. Don't forget you can join my Patreon at DAXRP or just hit that join button under any YouTube video. You can also subscribe over on X for exclusive content with no ads. Quick reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let your friends and family in on the conversation.